Have you ever heard somebody talking about, oh, my mortgage payment went up. I thought it was going to be this amount, ended up being that amount. It might be considered their mortgage payment going up, but actually it's their escrow shortage and the mortgage company is trying to compensate for that. First off, what's included in escrow? Property taxes and homeowner's insurance, two things that you typically have to pay, but who pays it for you? For a majority of Americans, the mortgage company pays that for you, but they're not coming up with the money by themselves. You have to obviously pay for that, but they're collecting that money for you. So most of the time, the breakdown on your mortgage statement will include principal and interest. You'll also see escrow, which includes them paying your property taxes and homeowner's insurance. Now, how do they know how much it's going to be? They don't. It's an estimate. They're estimating how much it's going to be based off a variety of factors. But let's say they estimated for $5,000 and your property taxes and insurance actually ended up coming out to $5,500. You're going to have an escrow shortage and your monthly payment can go up to compensate for that. Now for ourselves, that's something that I heard about before we even bought a house and I wanted nothing to do with it. So I made sure to avoid it by opting out of escrow, which I understand not everyone can do. I did not know exactly what the requirements were to opt out of escrow, but my specific mortgage lender did state that because we were putting 20% down, they would allow us to opt out of escrow. Now, I know that this is not a requirement for every mortgage lender, but if you have the opportunity to either opt out before you buy your house or opt out after you buy your house, find out from your mortgage lender what the requirement is to do so if that's something that you're interested in doing. Me personally, I would rather put the money aside that's going to be needed either semi-annually or annually for property taxes or insurance on my own, because I don't want to deal with, getting a notice that there's not enough money in my escrow, they have to up my monthly payment, or you can give us a lump sum of money, or you can do this, or you can do that. I don't want to deal with that. So I do it by myself since the very beginning of when we bought our house. So if you guys look at my budget videos, you'll notice that I put aside $500 every single month. That is for property taxes. We pay our homeowner's insurance once a year. We just paid it in September. So you haven't seen me putting a whole lot away for that just yet, but definitely we're going to be putting money aside very soon. Thankfully, our homeowner's insurance is typically very reasonable. Like this year, we paid $800 for the year. So it's not too much to just kind of put money aside here and there. And then especially once that time comes up, right now with us trying to pay off the house, we'll put that money aside as needed. But anyway, how can you, as someone who most likely has escrow, prepare for shortages? For one, for most companies, lenders, you're able to put money into your escrow throughout the year or as needed. If you want to put a little bit extra here, a little bit extra there, keeping in mind that the reason that this could end up having a shortage is because of your insurance or taxes. Keep an eye on what your property taxes are. You may not get the notice or the bill for property taxes, but most places you can still find out that information. Like, what is my actual property tax bill? Ours did go up from 23 to 24, but we had put money aside already just in case that ended up happening. We were saving more than we technically had to. So for sure, even though someone else gets that bill, be in control of your own finances in any way that you can by looking up that bill, finding out how much it's going to be. Is it more than last year or is it less? If it's more, you're probably gonna have to put a little bit more towards your escrow account with homeowner's insurance. Sometimes that could be the main contributing factor. If you find out that that bill is going to be a lot more than you're used to, shop around. Whether you are someone who likes to have an agent or a broker to handle that for you, or you're like me and you like to just do it all on your own and shop around online. Shop around as much as you can to find the rate that's going to be best for you to ensure that you are getting the best bang for your buck. Don't just stick with the same company year over year over year just because, that's what I'm used to. If you're having a substantial increase in your insurance, absolutely there may be a different company that'll give you the same insurance for a lower price. So it's super important to stay on top of that type of stuff and make sure that you are not overpaying for insurance. Now, one thing that I actually just found out over the past year with property taxes is that you can actually appeal how much you have to pay for your property taxes. So definitely look into that. I'm not an expert on how to do that because I'm still learning myself, but I know that is an option for a lot of places. If you want to fight the increase, if you want to show them that you don't think your evaluation has gone up as much as they say it has, definitely reach out to your county auditor or county commissioner whatever your process is, to try to appeal an increase. The best way to prepare for things that are going to come up every single year is planning for them. Keeping track, whether you need to set reminders in your phone or planner, calendar, keep track of when those increases could come so you can be in front of them and better prepare for them. Now, I know someone's going to ask why we chose to opt out of escrow. The reason being is I truly just like to be in control of my own finances. I don't want somebody paying my stuff for me and then giving me what's left or giving me the result of them paying stuff for me. I want to pay it on my own and just know, okay, the bill's coming to me. This is exactly how much it's going to be. This is what we need to prepare for, etc. I like handling that stuff by myself and putting that money aside myself, earning interest on it in my high yield savings account. Like, I just like taking care of all of that. I don't want to have it so my mortgage company is saying, hey, your homeowner's insurance doubled. How are you gonna come up with that money? Like, I wanna get ahead of that. My homeowner's insurance, they send me the bill almost 2 months before the due date. If they're sending the bill elsewhere, and I don't know about that, how can I really properly plan for that? Now, increases in property taxes and homeowners insurance are something that we always have to plan for or anticipate even. I have heard people say before that when you're renting, your rent is the maximum you pay, whereas your mortgage payment or your principal and interest is the minimum amount that you pay, which I can understand people feeling like that. I don't think that homeownership is actually for everyone. If you're someone who feels like you can only afford to have a home, but you can't afford your property taxes going up, your homeowner's insurance going up, which are things that will eventually happen. So definitely anyone who has the discipline to handle stuff like that on your own, I definitely suggest it. I have not regretted it in the past 4 years that we've been doing it. For my people who aren't homeowners yet, if there's anything else you would like me to expand on, definitely let me know in the comments.